Your voice is one of your strongest training tools. In this module, we'll build the foundations of clear delivery: breathing, volume, projection, and tone, so your explanations sound confident, steady, and easy for learners to follow. You've built the mindset, confidence, and presence of a trainer. Now we'll focus on how your voice carries that confidence into the room or through the microphone. In technical training, your voice does more than deliver information. It shapes clarity, trust, and participation. A steady, warm voice helps learners feel guided rather than overwhelmed, even when the content is complex. Before we polish delivery, we need the base that makes a trainer sound steady and credible. Breath support is the engine. It keeps the voice from tightening or shaking. Volume is the listener's comfort level, not just loudness. Projection is how you send sound forward without forcing it. Tone is the human signal underneath the words, carrying warmth, confidence, and energy. When these four work together, your delivery becomes easier to hear and easier to trust. A stable voice starts with breath, not force. High chest breathing gives you a smaller, less even air supply, so the voice can shake, fade, or sound rushed. Diaphragmatic breathing gives your voice steadier fuel. You release air gradually, which helps you finish longer technical explanations without squeezing the throat. The goal is not to take huge breaths. It is to manage airflow so your sound stays clear and calm. Try this before you record or teach live. Place one hand on your chest and one on your abdomen. Inhale gently for 4 seconds, letting the abdomen expand while the shoulders stay loose. Hold for 1 second. Then exhale for 6 seconds, slow and even, and speak a short phrase near the end. If the chest hand rises first, reset. Keep the breath low, relaxed, and unforced. Longer explanations need planned breathing. Don't try to power through a full idea on one breath. Inhale, speak the first phrase on a steady stream of air, then pause before the next idea, even briefly. For example, an API request leaves the client, reaches the server, triggers processing, and returns a response. Each chunk gets its own breath support. If air runs low, pause and reset instead of tightening the throat. Before you teach, treat your voice like part of your training setup. Start with slow breathing to release tension and steady your pace. Then hum gently to wake up resonance without pushing your throat. Move into open vowel sounds like ah, e, and o to loosen articulation. Finally, read a few lines aloud. That small transition helps your voice, focus, and confidence arrive before the learners do. Good volume is not the same as shouting. Healthy projection starts with breath support, open posture, and a relaxed throat, so your sound carries without feeling forced. Shouting pushes from the throat. It sounds harsh, tires you quickly, and can make learners feel pressured. Aim for comfortable audibility. Adjust to the room, the microphone, and the distance to your learners, instead of simply getting louder. Projection changes with the environment, but the goal stays the same: clear, comfortable reach. Online, project toward the microphone and camera by using crisp energy at a steady distance, not by getting louder or leaning in. In a classroom, send your voice to the farthest learner while keeping it warm. In both settings, upright posture supports breath, and a quick sound check prevents surprises. Volume is not one setting you carry everywhere. In a close recording, the microphone does much of the work, so use a controlled, lower voice. In an online session, aim for steady, moderate energy that holds up through laptop speakers and headphones. In a large workshop, project more, but avoid shouting. The best calibration tool is early feedback. Ask, is my voice clear? Then adjust before learners start struggling. Tone changes how learners interpret the exact same words. If you say, let's debug this step by step, a flat tone can make the task feel dull. A harsh tone can make it feel like blame. A warm tone creates safety, and a confident tone creates trust. In technical teaching, tone is not decoration. It is part of the instruction, because it shapes whether learners stay engaged. When a learner asks a basic question, your tone can determine whether they keep engaging or shut down. Instead of "we covered that already," try "good question, let's break it down." Smile slightly as you speak, slow your pace, and give them a moment to process. Warmth does not mean sounding casual or uncertain. Pair a supportive tone with clear direction, and learners feel safe while still trusting your expertise. Tone variation works like syntax highlighting for speech. A flat voice makes every idea feel equally important, so learners have to guess what matters. When you introduce a technical term, give the keyword a little emphasis. When you move into an example or recap, lift your energy. When you give a warning or best practice, lower your tone slightly. The goal is not performance. It is clear signaling delivered naturally. A strong trainer voice starts with control. Breath gives you stability, volume, and projection. Carry your message, and tone builds trust. Keep practicing by recording yourself and listening for steadiness, clarity, and warmth. Next, we'll refine pronunciation, articulation, pace, rhythm, and mind-to-mouth coordination.